So on this channel, you know how much I love to stress the importance of having an emergency fund that you regularly top up, with the goal of at least having enough funds to cover you for a full year of living expenses, right? But let's really talk about what happens when you have to dip into that emergency fund and why I think you should never ever feel guilty about it. Hello friends, and welcome back to this money video. If you are new here, hi, my name's Yvonne and I make new videos every week, mostly talking about how to save your money, make your money and grow your money, as I am on a journey to financial freedom and independence, and I'm sharing all the tips, tricks and hacks that are helping me on my journey in the hope that they can help you too. So if you do like that type of content, then please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, it's absolutely free, and share this video with someone who wants to make a positive impact on their finances. So, as we know, an emergency fund is an imperative thing to have as soon as you have any type of responsibilities. And it can be especially helpful to continuously put money aside for emergencies, because it's not a matter of if an emergency happens, but when the emergency happens. And the added benefit is that having an emergency fund can be a great way to keep you from racking up credit card debt or taking out personal loans to cover those real life unexpected costs when they do arise. Now, I know I personally have found having an emergency fund available gives me the peace of mind, because I know that if anything bad happens, I genuinely have some money I can fall back on that I can get access to really quickly. So it's nice to know that if a financial emergency arises, you can have a backup plan. But with the same breath, I also know that saving enough money to fund your first £1,000, let alone an entire year's worth of living expenses, can be difficult depending on your personal and financial circumstances. It can sometimes take months or even years to get that first £1,000. So when you're hit with an unexpected expense and you have to take money out of this account, it can be devastating, and in turn can even feel like you're undoing all of your hard work, especially if you are so close to hitting another milestone. Trust me, I know when you first hit that £1,000 and it feels amazing, then you get close to hitting at least 2 months of living expenses, and then you have to use that emergency fund. As much as it was there for emergency, the fact that you have to use that money can get you feeling sad. Or maybe you're really close to just hitting that first £1,000 emergency fund, and each time you get so close, you have to use it and it brings you right back down again. And the continuous process of this happens over and over and over again. It can actually leave you feeling guilty and sad. However, I want you to remember that the reality is that the emergency fund is there exactly for those emergencies. When you have a genuine emergency, you should never feel bad about taking money out of your emergency fund. That's exactly what the money is there for. So many times we can get caught up on having a figure we see in the bank account and actually forget why that money is really there for. So withdrawing those funds to cover those real life emergencies is exactly the right financial thing to do. When you're saving into your emergency fund, the goal isn't to watch your money grow and have a fat bank account. The goal is to withdraw it to pay for the emergency that will happen without having to borrow money from family or friends, or even worse, from those creditors. So if you find yourself in a position where you are having to take money out of your emergency fund, instead of feeling guilty for doing so, you should actually feel like super proud of yourself, because the account has actually accomplished the goal it was set up for. You have the money you need to pay to sort the emergency out pretty quickly without having to worry about high interest going forward, or even worse, stressing about where you even get the cash when you're coping with the said problem. So next time you have to take money out of the fund and you feel really guilty about doing it, don't be so hard on yourself. Rather, you should congratulate yourself on your foresight and feel proud that the funds are there for you when you need them most. You should celebrate the fact that your efforts mean this emergency won't become a financial disaster, so on top of whatever the issue is you are dealing with. And the added benefit is that you now know exactly how to easily rebuild the fund once again. And then of course, if you want to take it up the next level, you can now start to assess and differentiate the types of reasons why you are dipping into your emergency fund and try to minimize the likelihood of having to raid your emergency fund. So many people will find that they end up using their emergency fund to cover unexpected repairs, either in your home, in your car, or for some unexpected healthcare costs that are needed right away. And if you don't already have the cash saved up or available to cover them, then this becomes the reason why you dip into your emergency fund and use that money. And so you want to look for patterns as to why you are continuously dipping into your emergency fund. For example, if you find that it's car repairs that are constantly being funded by your emergency fund, then once you've rebuilt your emergency fund, it may actually be worthwhile and a good idea to have separate savings accounts for your car repairs. And likewise, if the same thing is happening with your home repairs or your healthcare expenses, get it to the point where you can have a dedicated savings account for these particular areas. You should aim to get to the point where you have money saved for all the repairs that you know you will definitely experience at some point in a given time period, because they happen so often. And that way you will have dedicated money for it. And then you'll no longer need to raid your emergency fund for these situations. And that puts you in a place where you can now separate your emergency fund and only use it for the unexpected things that you have no way of predicting. So let me know in the comments below, how do you cope when you have to dip in and out of your emergency fund? As we are a community who love to share all our favorite money tips. Please make sure to hit that like button, to subscribe, and share this video with someone who wants to make a positive impact on their finances. Also, remember, if you are looking for free money, make sure to hit that stocks and shares link down below, deposit some money into your account and get a free share worth up to £100. That's potentially 99 free pounds if you deposit £1. Don't forget to check out these videos, which will show you all the personal finance tips that I'm currently implementing in my life that have saved me thousands of pounds as I am on a journey to financial freedom. Thank you so much for all your support, and I will see you in the comments down below, and of course I will see you in the next video. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.